Hello! You're interested in developing a research career, and that's great. Whether you are at the start of your PhD trajectory or whether you're already more advanced and considering to become a postdoctoral researcher, the Research and Data Management Department of VUB is here to offer you help. In this presentation, we will explain what kind of support you can expect from the Research and Grant Office to obtain external funding for your research. Whether you have academic or non-academic ambitions, you probably know that in order to develop a research career, you need to tick a lot of boxes. For instance, selection or evaluation panels not only look at the research that you have conducted or that you will perform in the future, they typically also look at your achievements such as your scientific output, whether you have presented your results, whether you have obtained external funding, if you have developed grant writing skills, if you can rely on a functional network, if you have international research experience, if you've been involved in science outreach activities, and so on and so on. Of course, most of these activities have associated costs, so it is useful if you can obtain your own funding for this and not just rely on your supervisor or mentor.
The R&D department is supervised by the Vice Rector of Research, and the Director of Research is Mieke Gijsemans. R&D consists of several teams, and each team has a specific focus to help the researchers at the university. One of those teams is the Research and Grant Office, to which I belong, together with 3 other colleagues. At the Research and Grant Office, we get many questions. One of the questions could be, what are my options? Because I'm looking for money to fund my PhD. Some of you already have secured funding for 4 years, but maybe some of you only have funding for 1 year and need to find additional funding. Sometimes people also come to ask, I'm looking for money to attend a summer school or a conference, or I'm looking to finance an international research day. Perhaps your supervisor asks you to apply for funding at one of the funding agencies, but you don't know how to start and where to start. In case you're thinking to build your future academic career, it's also important to consider scientific prizes and awards, which always look nice on your CV. This participation to prizes and awards can also be an important step if you're planning ahead for a postdoc.
In the Research and Grant Office, we provide different types of support. First of all, we provide information about national funding programs for fundamental research. Please keep in mind that for all information or funding opportunities for applied research or research in collaboration with companies or administrative entities, you can check with our colleagues from the VUB Tech Transfer. For several calls, we organize info sessions, we provide dedicated workshops and training sessions, and we offer pre-screening of your application. For instance, when you will apply for a fellowship and you're writing your application, then we can also pre-screen your full application or your project proposal. Of course, we are not on-topic experts for your proposed research, but we will have a critical look at your application and give you feedback from a more generalist perspective. Now, why should you come to us? Many times researchers think that just like in this cartoon, review panels are getting a lot tougher and that success rates are very low, so that some of you might think not to bother applying for external funding such as FWO. But this is actually a misinterpretation. With a great idea for a research project and by writing a well-prepared proposal, and this in combination with knowing how you as an applicant will be evaluated, as well as how your project proposal will be evaluated, you have all ingredients in hand to make it a success. And you're not alone. We're here to help. So what we would like you to advise to do after this presentation is to check our R&D SharePoint. You can familiarize yourself with all aspects on how R&D can help you with your research, but definitely also have a look at the Funding Support tab. From there, you have direct access to Research Funding Database, where you can see what type of funding is available. But with one click, you can also discover in more detail the support that the Research and Grant Office can give you. You might also want to follow the page so that you keep updated on all relevant information for you. Please be advised that some of the important information is often located in folders or documents at the bottom of the page. So please don't forget to scroll down. Here you will find useful information per funding channel that is relevant for you, for instance, PhD or postdoc fellowships and travel grants. You will also find recordings of our info sessions or dedicated trainings that you can look at whenever you have time.
On this slide you get a brief overview of different funding agencies or institutions where you can acquire funding and where we as research and grant officers can help you with, whenever you wish to submit a proposal. The most relevant for you is probably the FWO, the Research Foundation Flanders, which has many different types of funding. They not only offer PhD fellowships, but also travel grants to attend international conferences or research days abroad, also prizes and awards, funding for international collaboration, and so on and so on. So the FWO website, fwo.be, is definitely worth a visit. For those of you that want to go to the USA to conduct research for a longer period, either as a junior PhD student or as a junior postdoc, there are the prestigious fellowships of the Belgian American Educational Foundation. Definitely come and talk to us if you're interested in these fellowships. Since the VUB is located in Brussels, there is also funding available from the Brussels Capital Region through the agency that is called Innoviris, and via BELSPO, which is the Research Council of the Belgian Federal Government. Innoviris has an applied PhD program for which you should contact our colleagues at Tech Transfer. Funding via your supervisor through projects such as WO Fundamental Research Projects or Innoviris Prospective Research or the BELSPO BRAIN projects also offer the possibility to hire PhD candidates. A last suggestion on this site is the fact that VUB is part of Utopia, which is a friendly network of 10 European universities. There are possibilities to get financing for mobility, joint PhD, with one of the partner universities. You might consider to subscribe to the newsletters that are relevant to you, so you get all the detailed information directly and upfront. So why does all this matter? Securing your own external funding will definitely boost your career. Yet, for this, two aspects are very important. The most important lesson is that you have to start early. Planning is key. Secondly, mobility grants are an ideal entry-level grant for which you will learn a lot and to build your own track record. As we come to the close of this presentation, let's zoom in on the RGO team. We have 3 RGOs according to the 3 scientific domains and 1 cross-domain RGO that is responsible for the research infrastructures. Please visit and follow our SharePoint or contact us at rgo@vub.be.
This brings us to the last slide. We have been talking a lot about getting external money. Unfortunately, the Research and Grant Office does not have money to fund your research activities, but we will do our best to assist you in locating and attaining that funding. So you're not alone, we are here to help, but please realize that you're not the only one. We wish you the best of luck with your research endeavors and in developing your research career.